So, welcome to my garage today. My cat's on top of my truck. I guess got a mascot for this thing. Anyway, so today we got the other truck I was working on. We got the small block out of this one. Um, so they'll be in my videos. You'll see them, but I just wanted to reiterate. So, got the other small block swapped. Um, that's a junk small block. Junk. Pretty cool, huh? So this one this one blew a head gasket and then was pouring coolant into the water jacket, so this one would overheat, so somebody didn't keep running it. But this one, the compression stayed sealed away from the water jacket, so the compression was just bouncing between these two cylinders. So basically, you could keep driving it. Pretty interesting. I mean, what time and pressure does to steel. The head looked way worse. It was like a quarter inch, eighth to a quarter inch. So anyway, today, so I have these three big blocks, and I kind of did my research a little bit. I kind of gathered all the information as I've been gathering it for years, right? So, and you have to read in between the lines with some of this stuff because everything's got reputations if it's not normally used. So I'm gonna go over a little plus and minuses here. So this one I bought for parts, and mainly thing I needed was I didn't pay a lot for this block, but I need that alternator bracket. You can see this one's complete, but it's missing that side. And then this one has no parts on it. So, but I got this one. We'll go back over here. Sorry. So we're gonna strip this guy down for parts. It supposedly didn't have a lot of miles on it, but if you look at that, I'm gonna say it has some miles on it. And then check this out. There's water. There's miss a freeze plug on both sides. So I'm gonna say this thing sat, and yeah. I'm not sure why somebody would hold on to something like this. It probably was a good motor. It probably sat and things separated and condensation build up over time, and then you get freezing. So I will disassemble it later and figure that all out. But we got some headers. I don't know if these are gonna work with a truck frame or not. I'm gonna strip them off and find out. And then I got to pull a valve cover and check to see if these are got the big valves in them. The other two, from what my understanding and the casting numbers from the information I read, this one is the only one that has a chance of having the big 454 valves in it. If not, it's still not a big deal for now. This one has small valves. What I mean by small is like 206, so it's still a big valve for a 366 cubic inch engine. This one has the dome pistons in it, but I do believe the late 90s did not have a chance to come with big valves. So I'm gonna check casting numbers anyway. But so I was hoping to drop this one in and use it the way it was, but the evidence I found, I spun it over. Man, it didn't feel like something just fell off. Not like it was catching or nothing, but it just felt like it didn't have much compression. So then I found the freeze plugs on the side of the block, getting a look around and inspect it a little bit. So it's the first time it's been on the stand, so that one's kapush for now, except for all the parts, which are going to go on this one. This one got completed. I got complete from somebody. I stole a bolt a long time ago. Forgot about that. This thing's been around for a while, but it's clean. If you take you can see a brand new head gasket right there. This thing has been reassembled and never used. So I do believe I have to do valve. I have to adjust the valves. Is the only thing I noticed. So yeah, see. So you gotta do a valve adjustment. I remember that was the only thing they didn't do. So somebody went through it, said it was all good, checked bearings and all that. I ended up getting in a trade. He ended up wanting to go to a 4-inch small block, so I traded for a short block. This was assembled, ready to go, but I'm going to go back through it and make sure, because I don't want to put it in, but somebody did all the brand new studs on it, and they did flywheel, and then I stole a bolt out of there, too, for another engine a long time ago. Forgot about those two bolts. But this one's got the new distributor HEI. I already pulled the cap off just to check some stuff, see how many miles are on it. A couple of wear items. If you're ever questionable, you can pull your rear seal off and check how much of a ridge you have in where your sealing surface is. That kind of tells you the amount of length of the mileage, and it tells you how much crankshaft movement you have. It tells you a lot of things, but if you want to know accurate mileage, just check your ridge. Check where that seal rides on your rear main seal, because that right there tells a whole tale. Because if that's got a groove in it, you know it's got miles and miles. So anyway, gonna go back over a few things with these 366 tall decks right now. So everybody laughs, and this is the thing. You can laugh if you want, but check this out. So I've been reading forums for years. Now these things, compared to a small block, I mean, you have to buy some seriously modified heads, but these things flow so much air compared to a regular small block. So that 366 cubic inches is breathing so much efficiently, so much more efficiently compared to a normal small block. And you really got to hog some heads to jam some big valves in a small block. Versus I can put 454 heads on here with 219 valves, and there are comparable small blocks. I'm not trying to beat anybody in races. I'm trying to make some good power off some little bit amount of money with some turbos. See, so, and these are forged ready to rock. But there's some attributes to these engines that are going to make them applicable for what I want. Like I said, you're never going to see huge cubic inches out of these blocks, but I will make north of 500 horsepower, less than 1,000 probably. If I put some good heads and exhaust and two big turbos, we don't know where the numbers could be. It's not going to be no crazy numbers, but it's going to be up there. I mean, it's going to be breaking parts. That's a fact. So I just kind of want to do so I'm going to, as I break these down, I got to go through the valves. So I'm going to go, my next video, or within these series of videos, I'm going to go through my side of how everybody has all these debates with how the valve train's supposed to be gone through and using wheels and all that other stuff. Well, I have old school tricks, old school methods I learned from people that taught me, and I'm going to pass that along. So it all has to do with comprehension of how an engine works when it comes to how many rotations for your crankshaft versus camshaft, and the degrees per the amount of travel of that flywheel per cylinder for each top dead center firing position. So there's a lot of things you can do when you actually understand what these are, where you don't need a bunch of tools and crazy stuff to do basically any race adjust. What you would do on race engines, you can, without the equipment besides a dial indicator, you can pretty much do everything with your brain and a paint marker. So that's a 360-degree wheel, and you have how many teeth? So you do some math, you could start getting how many teeth per degree. It's not that difficult. You just have to pay attention to what you're doing, and the other stuff makes it dummy proof. But if you can't afford that stuff, like I said, I had to figure out ways to get around spending money because I got 3 boys and I don't have a ton of money. But yeah, so check out the next ones. They're coming.